Hey guys, this is Schuylar from He Is Legend, and you're watching That Just Happened.
Hey guys, this is Front Row Joe with That Just Happened. I'm here with Schuylar Croom of He Is Legend. Schuylar, man, really appreciate the time with us. Thank you so very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was hoping to pick your brain a little bit about the new album. You're out with Gwar in support of your new album just released a couple months ago, Few.
Yeah.
Really digging the vibe of it. Was wondering what kind of creative process was involved with the album. What kind of direction did you have in mind? Did it meet that? And what kind of vibe were you looking for? Did you hit the nail on the head as far as what you guys were aiming for?
We've always had the same format for recording. This process was a little different because we did a crowdfunding site to basically nail every little piece of it down, from the inception of the album and writing in the studio and all the recording. Like we did it all on our own with the help of our fans, so it became a bigger process than just, hey, it's time to make a record, because we had perks and things we were looking after, and it really knew the ins and outs of what we had to do. So it made it a very interesting way to connect with our fans in general, and the album just became something bigger than we thought,
Gotcha. So what types of things were you able to do this time that you weren't before?
I think it just gave us a little more freedom because we raised quite a bit of money just to take care of the initial perks or the incentive prizes and whatnot. So once we had fulfilled those things and started recording, we hit the ground running. Like a week after we got the money, we were in the studio. So I don't think any of the process really changed. We recorded at the studio that we feel at home at, and we're pretty set as far as the way that we write. When we write music, we've been doing it for so long. That process has never changed. Situations may change around it, but we feel confident about the way we write music. So that aspect made it very homey and very cool because we were where we felt comfortable. We were in North Carolina. We were, making a record the same way we made the last. But it did give us a chance to see how it's, see how the sausage is made, and we also were able to involve our fans a lot more in the situation. So that made it more important and more humbling for us because we got to include our fans in the entire situation, so it was really interesting to see. And still having we learned a lot. There were little road bumps and little things that happened along the way that we were taught and learned life lessons about making music or making producing art in general. But learning lessons and stuff. I don't know if I would do it again because we've done it once before, but I think that everybody should do a DIY record and try their damnedest to get it where they want it. And it was definitely a learning experience. We all gained a lot of knowledge from this, which is awesome.
That it seems to be a continuing theme. More and more artists are using crowdfunding to produce their particular brand of art, and it seems like that's where the music industry is going these days. So how is that environment for guys like yourself trying to create and put new material out there?
It's not for everyone. I believe that we have a niche cult following in our band and have had that for quite some time. So I think we were confident that our fans would come out and support us. And, we did our research. We checked out other bands' sites and saw how they did it. And picked and would pick and choose the things that we thought were cool and what was corny and what worked or didn't work, and then used our fan base and our story to kind of push and really promote local artists that we knew, like handmade craftsmen, seamstresses, people. The artwork for the record was done by a friend of ours. Like, we just wanted to help get the word out about artists that we admire, and I think keeping that kind of grassroots effort during the whole thing was cool. It may not be for a band that, say, doesn't have that big of a following, but there is an avenue of crowdfunding that could work for almost anyone, I believe. Not saying that the way of the old days, like record labels, doesn't work, but we see more often that the internet is a double-edged sword, where you can learn about everything, and you can also be so inundated and diluted with music that you don't get to notice all the good music that's out there because there's so much of it. So for us, I think it grew our fan base. It got us places like this with bands like Guar, and we're extremely grateful. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what all this means, this crowdfunding, like the state of the internet now. I think that people a lot's being lost in it. And at the same time, people are kind of reverting back to like street team, 90s style, flyering, like that stuff will never die, I mean, you might buy books on the internet and read them, or whatever, podcasts are huge, but you always see a punk rock flyer, and I think that's important. I think those are things that aren't going to be lost in it, and that through this we've developed a street team. We have people that are like happy to flyer for us, hand out download cards, spread the word to their kids. It's cool. It's offered us a lot of opportunity, and for that we're very grateful. It was a very arduous task to make sure all of this shit was taken care of, but and by that I think outsourcing or doing it a different way is kind of, some people frown upon it, so whatever, it doesn't matter. It's we're gonna make the records we make and figure out how we're gonna put them out, just like we've done every couple of years that we do it. This year was just it was incredible for us. I've never been more humbled by an outcry or an outpouring of our fans, just to like keep us going and offering us encouragement, even when things didn't go exactly as planned. People were just like, we're happy to know that you guys are taking care of it. You're just as concerned about what was going on. So, I mean, it's just been beautiful. The whole thing's been great.
That's really cool. So a byproduct of it was that you were able to get more people involved, like you said, artists and whatnot, but also maybe a stronger, deeper connection with the fan base because they were helping out too.
Well, that's 100% what came out of it. I think that our fans saw the start to finish of this album, and there were a few people that were like, "What's going on? Why is it taking so long?" But I think those are the people that don't really comprehend how much work goes into writing, recording, finished product, mixing, mastering, packaging, all of that stuff. I mean, it takes ages. It took us like right at a year to have it finally get wrapped up, so a little over. But yeah, I mean, the end result was that we became very close with a select number of our fans that decided that they wanted to help out and work and basically get their hands dirty, which was incredible. I mean,
that's cool. That's the ultimate fan experience, right?
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of bands will do that and having like VIP meet and greets. We've always been like a kind of an underground band and with a cult following, so it's like that's not really going to fly with our fans because they expect more. But if we like hit them up and tell them we're barbecuing behind the club and they show up and we drink some beers outside, that's kind of how we've done it, summer tours and whatnot. I think that's I don't know. I feel like now that we have a direct line of contact to our fans through our email lists, our socials, and all that we can communicate easily, and now there's like a connection and a friendship where there would have just normally been this amount of tension that is undeserved because we're just a bunch of shitheads on the road. Not it's not like we're rolling in dough or anything. We're second of 4 on a Guar tour, just as happy to see Guar every night as the fans here to see Guar. So I think we're lucky. Our fans are showing up. I would never expect people to come, support us on a like when you're an opening band, you don't really expect you're throwing caution to the wind by going on, especially for a band that's so incredible and has such a life range as Guar. I didn't necessarily expect to see so many of our fans come out to support. So that's another reason why I'm just very humbled by the situation. It's beautiful to see kids come for us to a show that is a little more expensive than the He Is Legend show would be, to see us play for less time, and then they're getting this opportunity to see one of the greatest rock bands that's left on the planet. Guar is amazing,
and they're the ultimate DIY band made good.
Yeah. I mean, their story, the lineage, is amazing. But meeting all of these people and knowing who they are and who they've worked for, or who've worked for them, I should say, and just having conversations about this is we're not young guys. We're younger guys than Guar. Guar's been doing this since we were children, and I've always known about them. Empire Records was filmed in our hometown. It's just an honor to be out with a band with such history and so much knowledge, and we watch the professionalism of their crew every day, and them treating their fans with respect, and really, this is a different kind of show. This is more than rock and roll, even though it is the most rock and roll thing that you could probably see this year. It is theater. It is it's high art. It has a message. It has a lot of satire. It's very awesome and it's a show not to miss for sure. And then I have to say, it was my first time seeing Guar was coming on this tour. I had known about them, but you don't know anything about Guar until you see it live.
It's a spectacle for sure.
It really is. But also, the punk rock Kiss, they're the coolest, or whatever you want to call them. They are the best band that's doing it. I love it. It's amazing.
Without a doubt. Well, let's talk about Few again. There are 2 singles, I guess, if you would call it, Air Raid and Sand. Have videos out on YouTube for those.
Yeah.
What about those 2 songs were single worthy, if you will?
I don't think. Well, Air Raid is the first track, and I think that was more of, we wanted to hit the ground running, with a song that sounded kind of like a throwback song, more like our earlier sound, and we decided that the kids would get that, and they would hear that, and it's a heavy riff. It's got a little bit of everything. Sand is a banger, it gets in and gets out. It's catchy, it's riffy. We put that out because of that, because it was a very short song. We wanted to do a video for it, which we just released last week. I think it mainly had more to do with the fact that they were quick, and they were just really easy listeners, kind of gives you an idea of what the album sounds like, but doesn't give too much away. But yeah, that's usually in a people don't have attention spans anymore, so you got to do the shorter songs to really to get people to watch more than a minute of your video. I think that was kind of another thing that went into it, that short and sweet, catchy hook, get it in there, and stick it off, break it off. What is it? Stick it in and break it off. I mean, that's what you got to do. I don't know if we ever like wrote anything to say like that's a single, because what does that even mean anymore? But I think for us, it made for a good video, made for good material for a video, like something minimalist and.
Yeah, and very literal. You guys are on the beach performing in the sand for that video. Now, that to me looks like one of the Outer Banks, Nag's Head, or something like that. Where did you guys film that?
It's Carolina Beach, where we're from, like Wilmington, North Carolina. Carolina Beach being right around there. Yeah, we just literally had a buddy, Greg Wynn. He's a carpenter. He built our cabs for us for the beach, and just took all those cabs out there, set them up, took the drums out, brought some, gear, and it was a very DIY video. We just had 3 people with trucks, 4-wheel drives out there, and just shot it a couple times. I mean, we really wanted it to be, sand kind of has this underlying message of loss and like how sand runs through your fingers, I guess, and it's I just really wanted to focus on it there not being anything but like the elements in the video and us being a band, because that's kind of what we've always been, is just like by ourselves. So and showcasing our hometown it was really important to me, and Justin Reich, who's done a lot of stuff for Zakk Wylde, and he's done Crowbar and tons of Royal Thunder, like tons of videos. He's very good. He's from Winston-Salem, so hiring local was something that we were into, and just something very easy and chill, and like kind of like being able to watch us live, but on the moody coast, so
yeah. And it was, I mean, there was it looked like a storm offshore. The ocean was a little angry and some waves breaking, so I mean that was obviously not planned. You guys just showed up one day, or did you look at the weather?
I mean, we had a bunch of different ideas for what could have gone on with that, and all of it ended up seeming kind of like, we even had like $1,000 worth of fireworks that we were going to set off, and then at the end of the day it was like it was just perfect looking, because it was moody, and it was, we just didn't want it to be frilly at all, or just wanted it to do exactly what it did. I mean, it came off great, and Justin has a really good way of utilizing very basic techniques to make shots look like motion so dramatic, and with the drone shots and everything, it ended up being like, when we just knew that it was like, okay, we don't need to do anything else, like let's just like play the song a couple times and then get off the beach.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with the way that came out.
Yeah, it's really a cool video for sure. So after the tour wraps up, what are the plans for He Is Legend?
We're ready to get back in the studio. I mean, like, we want to start. I mean, I know that it hasn't been long since the album's been out, but it's been a long time since we finished it. So we're itching to start writing again. We've got some festivals, Carolina Rebellion we're playing. We're doing Rockville and down here, and I think we're doing the Shiprocked Festival is the first thing on our plate. So we'll go home, do the holidays thing, chill out, head back down here to hop on the boat, and I think it's the 25th of January. And I've never been. I know nothing about it. I've been told it's a really interesting experience, but I'm ready to see all the Shiprockers again. We met a lot of them through Seven Dust, so. And that's the last time we played this place was with Seven Dust, so I'm excited to get back down here. I think there's some big news about the boat that's probably going to be coming out before the end of the year, so that's going to be really cool.
Right on.
I haven't been on a cruise either, so I don't even know if I got my sea legs.
Yeah, hopefully you're not spending the whole ride over the rail and barfing in the ocean.
I've been told everybody spends the whole ride in the casino, so I hope that I'm a terrible gambler, so I don't have to worry about that as long as I don't lose my money on slots. But I said slots. Get it? She got it.
I like that. So, again, thanks so much for your time, Schuylar. It's been great. Certainly appreciate it. Look forward to the show tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Good show. Really good tour.
Right on.
Yeah.
Check out He Is Legend, guys.